everyone, it's Sarah back today with another video, and I'm going to be sharing with you the books that I have on my list to read in April. Now, some of them I'm currently reading because it is currently April. So we'll talk about all those books that include new releases and some, favorites that have been out for a little while, as well as some books that I am going to carry over from March, things I didn't finish in March. So let's get right into it. So the first book on my TBR that I'm going to share about is Lips Like Sugar by Jess K. Hardy. Now, this is book 2 in the Bluebird Basin series, and this story follows Cole and Mira. So Cole is a bandmate for Madigan, who we met in book 1. And Mira is a baker in the town of, I can't remember the name, Red Fern or Red something. Let's call it Red Fern, the town where this whole series is set. And they meet one day when Cole goes to Mira's bakery to pick up an order. And Mira has an interaction with an ex-boyfriend. And when Cole comes up in line, she's like, this is my boyfriend and he's my wedding date. So Cole is in the wedding, so he's going to the wedding. And then Mira's like, I need a date. And so they go together, and then the story unfolds from there. Now, just like book 1 of this series, Cole is a former grunge rocker. Mira is middle-aged, and it's just really singing to my, Seattle grunge rock heart. If you can't tell, I was into grunge, but I was in like junior high school, so whatever. It wasn't really like a lifestyle, but I'm liking this so far. So I will share about this story and how it was for me at the end of my month wrap up, the April wrap up. So then let's talk about Wild Love by Elsie Silver. This is the Rose Hill book number 1. This kicks off a new series. This book releases April 9th and is 466 pages. Now, this is a best friend, sister, small town, billionaire, single dad, nanny romance. Hold on, let me say that again. This is a best friend, sister, small town, billionaire, single dad, nanny romance. So I don't know what the hero's name is, but the heroine's name is Rosie. And the hero was the billionaire, of course. He's obviously the single dad. She is the nanny. Apparently, he's a single dad just very suddenly, as he has a young teenage girl turn up in his doorstep saying that he's her biological father. So let's see how that one goes, shall we? I had kind of mixed reviews for the Chestnut Springs series by Elsie Silver. So, I'm going to go into this like I liked her writing. I just didn't like the stories from some of the books in the Chestnut Springs series, but I'm going into this with an open mind. So we shall see. And then I'm going to talk about Cold-Hearted Casanova by L.J. Shen. This is book 3 in the Cruel Castaway series. This book also releases April 9th, 2024. And this book is 422 pages. So this book follows Riggs and Duffy. Daphne is her name, but she goes by Duffy. So this story is a spin or a take on the movie The Proposal with Ryan Reynolds and Sandra Bullock. And apparently, so Riggs is he's a billionaire that we've met in the previous 2 Cruel Castaways books, but he is like low key, like he's very has got like an itinerant lifestyle, photographer, and kind of goes where he wants, but I guess his home base is New York. These books are typically set in New York, and but just has kind of a laissez-faire, lackadaisical approach to life. But is still a billionaire, an heir to something. And apparently is caught in a compromising position with a married woman, assuming he doesn't know she's married. But anyway, this married woman happens to be Duffy's boss. So in order for her to keep her mouth shut, she apparently arranges a deal with Riggs to have like a fake engagement. He needs to be married for some reason, or to be engaged for some reason. Maybe it has to do with his inheritance. I don't really know. But that's the kind of setup for their story, and then it unfolds from there. Now, I do typically like L.J. Shen's books. This series has been I liked the first book in this series, which was Ruthless Rivals. I liked it. And then what was the second one? Oh, anyway, the second book in this series, it was a mess for me. I didn't really like it. I thought it was very odd. I thought the premise was odd and the way that it was handled was odd. So we'll see about this one. Again, going into this with an open mind, sort of half open. Okay. So then the next book that is releasing, that's on my TBR, is Older by Jennifer Hartmann. This also releases April 9th, so I have a lot of reading to do this week, apparently. This book, like I said, releases April 9th and is 485 pages. Okay, so I'm just like letting it soak in how long this book is. Okay, so this is a slow burn, forbidden age gap, best friend's dad romance. So this follows Reed and Hayley. Hayley is our female main character, and she apparently comes from an abusive family. And she meets Reed one night and doesn't know it's her best friend's dad for whatever reason. She had never met her best friend's dad before, but she meets Reed, knows him as Reed, and then meets him as her best friend's dad. So this is not a new premise, not a new kind of setup for a plot. So we'll see how this one is handled. I didn't read any kind of like advanced trigger warnings or anything. I didn't really look that much into it. So we'll see, and I will make those notations in my monthly reading wrap up if I do end up finishing this one. Okay, there's an asterisk on all these just because of the length of some of these stories. I'll talk about that a little later. Okay, so then the book that's releasing that I'm excited for in April is Until It Was Love by Pippa Grant. This book releases April 11th and is 366 pages long. This story follows a girl whose brother is a rugby player and is like a professional rugby player, and the hero in the story is her brother's teammate who her brother doesn't like. So think brother's enemy, teammate / fake relationship. So it's called a complicated situationship romance. So I only found out about this release, I think last week, and put it on the TBR just because I really enjoy Pippa Grant's writings. Like you can expect really great banter, kind of funny, like world created. Like the whole kind of world that this story will be set in will be kind of awkward and quirky, and there'll be really interesting inner monologues. One thing that she tends to do that can get a little bit challenging is it tends to kind of be stream of consciousness sometimes. It reads like stream of consciousness, and I'm like, wait, what's actually happening? Like, where is she? What's going on? It does detract a little bit from the stories, but I still read her books. I think they're hilarious, so they're a good kind of cleanser for me. So that's Until It Was Love. And then the next story I'll be reading, I've actually started it a little bit, is LunaMare and CorAmare. It's a duet by Pepper Winters. So LunaMare is the first of the Luna duet, and it is 647 pages. It was released last year. I didn't check the date. And then CorAmare was released soon after that, last year, and is 499 pages. And this story follows Aslan and Nerida. I believe it is set in Australia. And there's kind of a lore legend. It's described as a coming-of-age, angsty, like, love story that spans a whole lifetime. So it seems like it's going to be kind of an epic saga. I mean, it totals 1,150 pages or about. So it's going to have to be that long. So we'll see if I finish this one. But the sample's been interesting so far in terms of kind of the themes and the tone that we'll get in this duet. So let's talk about it later. Okay? So then the next book on my TBR is Untouchable by Sam Mariano. This book released December 16th, 2018. So this book is 494 pages long. This is a high school bully romance, and this would be my first book by Sam Mariano. So I'm a little hesitant to read this book. If you watched my 2024 reading goals video, you'll know that one of the kind of genres or like tropes or subgenres or kind of whatever you want to call it that I won't be reading as high school. Now, I had asterisk in that video, and this is one of them. I had already decided I was going to read this book this year because this is one of those, this is like the gold standard of bully romances. And just apparently from the reviews I've seen about it is pretty unique in the realm of bully romances. So we'll see about it. So this is like the asterisk to my no high school. But anyway, that's that. So this follows Carter and Zoe. This story follows a girl who's, I think she's just like an average girl who's like not really popular. I don't think she's a band geek, but just think of somebody who's kind of a little bit of a misfit in high school, witnesses something that one of the members of the football team does that's like illegal or like breaks a rule at school, and she tattles on him, and then there is retribution that Carter and his friends, who are like friends with this guy that she tattled on, they exact against her, and it is in the form of SA. So again, I said I would not be reading SA, so we have high school and SA in one book. So, but again, I did already say I would be reading this book, like it was an asterisk. So this book gets great reviews. Said this is like Sam Mariano is a masterful storyteller. So that is the reason that I'm giving this book a try. Otherwise, I don't know that I would dip my toes into this. But again, let's talk about it in the wrap up. So stay tuned. So then I have on my TBR, I have Before I Let Go by Kandi Ryan. This book was released November 15th in 2022 and is 402 pages. This book follows Yasmin and Josiah. They are a divorced couple who are settling into co-parenting and have that kind of relationship that they're still trying to navigate. It is a second chance romance, so things start to happen. Their interactions start to change and kind of be romantic again. They have had a loss that precipitated their divorce that they have to work through as well in this story, from what I remember from reviews. Apparently, Kandi Ryan is amazing by way of as an author. I've read Blockshot by her, and I thought it was really interesting. That was a cheating romance. That was I don't typically read cheating, and thought it was interesting. It was well handled. I did listen to it, so that was. I do better reading. Like I like things better when I read versus listen. So that's that. We'll see. Okay, so then on the next book on my TBR is Learn Your Lesson by Kandi Steiner. This book releases April 19th, 2024. It is 429 pages. This is Daddy Perry's book. This is the like Tampa Bay hockey. This is another hockey book. Okay, this is in my 2024 goals. I said there's some series I'm gonna be reading, so you guys, I haven't picked up any new hockey books that aren't in like series that I'm finishing. So I'm not a cheater. Okay, I'm gonna be totaling up my hockey books each month. Like I'm counting down how many I have left, and I'm gonna stick to it. Okay. So this is a single dad nanny hockey romance story. And I'm excited to read Daddy Perry's book because he's really portrayed as this kind of like broody, sullen, not sullen, but just kind of like his focus is on his kid. His wife passed away, and he's trying to navigate being a single dad, being a widower, being a hockey player. I think he's the goalie. I think so. But I've been excited for his story since the beginning, the first book, Meet Match. So that is Learn Your Lesson. So now let's talk about the books that I'm going to be finishing in April that I started already. I'm going to be finishing. So guys, I'm going to be finishing The Lovely Return. So what does that mean? It means I didn't finish it in March. I started this book in December, guys. Now, in my defense, to me, it's so far, it's reading, it's kind of a slow burn. I'd say it's like slow burn. But I'm like 80% in it, and it got good like 12% ago. Mm-hmm. So it took like 6 to 8% for me to be like, oh. So I'll probably finish it like in a couple of days, but it's taken me since December to get this far. So anyway, that's going to be my April wrap up. And then I'm going to finish The Billionaire is Back by Hayley and Conor Crais. I picked this up, I don't know, a week ago. It's funny. It's funny so far. It is kind of long. It's like 480 pages, 470, something like that. So, well, I mean, I'll promise I'll finish it because I'm already like 40% in. So, unless something bad happens and I DNF it. Okay. And then I will finish Fangirl Down by Tessa Bailey. I've been listening to that story. I need to see actually. Anyway, I'll probably finish it. There's some work I have to do I've got to do some renovation work in my house, so I'll just be listening to it. So it's pretty interesting. I like it so far. I just, when I listen to it, I really need to be like doing something and to listen to audiobooks, and I haven't been like sat down to do a task like that in a while, so that's just why I put it down. So those are the new releases and existing favorites and currently reading books that I will be reading or attempting to read, hopefully finishing in April. So that is it for this video. So appreciate you watching. Why don't you click like, hit subscribe, leave me a comment. If there's any books that you are interested in reading that aren't on this list, maybe some new releases in April from authors that maybe I don't know about, let me know. That'd be great. But so far, I'm excited for this month, and can't wait to share my thoughts in the wrap-up video. All right, thank you so much, and have a good night. Bye.